Welcome back, guys. It is your host, Jay the Great, and welcome back to another episode of Jay Talks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your host once again, Jay the Great. Welcome back to the podcast. Before I go any further, it is a lovely Friday afternoon. Happy to be alive, even if we are in quarantine culture. But before I go any further, I have to give a formal apology to my co-host, John, and Wildcat Bold. His description will still be in the description below. His link will still be in the description. Excuse me. I did a podcast with not Jay Talks. It was gonna be called something else. I'm not gonna spoil it. With my co-host John and our first guest of honor, Wildcat Bold, and it was a great podcast. It was a genuine, authentic conversation. If the conversation flowed smoothly for hours, about 2 hours. And because of my ignorant editing, my ignorant ways, I forgot to do something with the audio, and it sounded awful. And it was too late at that point. So I like to take the full blame. Once again, I'm sorry to those two. If you're watching, my apologies. Well, we already set up a time and date to give it another shot. I fixed the issue. I just forgot to do something to the audio before we started the podcast, and it was too late at that point. But this time I will be ready. So my apologies to y'all. Now let's move forward. I hope all y'all out there are doing well. Hope all y'all are healthy, especially mentally. Because like I said before, the human species, is not meant to be stuck in one place for so long. We're meant to be out in the fields. We're meant to be outside, active, socializing with one another. That's what the human species, what a human being should be doing to stay healthy, not just physically, mentally. That's important. It's mental health. So this quarantine culture really tests our will, not just the fear of getting sick, but the loneliness, the social isolation, the forced antisocial ways that we have to live, because of this quarantine culture and this quarantine clock that seems to not have an expiration date yet. It will have one, but we don't know specifically what it is yet. And for me personally, it's about adaptation right now, because at least from my eye and my perspective, this quarantine culture isn't going to end as soon as I thought it would. A few days ago in California, beaches were reopened, particularly Orange County, Ocean Beach, those beaches up there. They came out in bunches. So California revoked those privileges, and now they're closed again. I believe where I'm at, they're still open, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like fully reopened where bunches can come out, or crowds, but it's still open because people here, we're careful and we're selfish. But the point I'm trying to make is, for me, it's adaptation. Trying to get my mind to be more at ease in isolation. Finding other things to get my mind off the fact that I'm in isolation. That we're all in it. And I've been working, I've been grinding in school, college, and YouTube, which is my passion. So yeah, that's what I'm at as far with this quarantine culture, and that's what it is. Also, I wanted to make this topic of discussion because it was on the podcast that I messed up on with Wildcat Bold and John, my co-host. YouTube. Let me tell you something. If you want to be a YouTuber, be prepared for rejection and be prepared for failure, because no matter who you are, unless you're Rice Gum, who was not no disrespect to Rice Gum, but he was lucky. He was one of those guys that just had the luck. In my opinion, I'm not gonna go into it. Never mind. But he was lucky. YouTube is so much more than just making a video. There's so much pieces to it when you're trying to build your name, when you're trying to be an entertainer, a person of interest, a person of influence. From the video itself, the small little, nuances, the movements, the speaking, the aura that you must, give off in a video. All that's important. The thumbnail, the title, the description, the way you carry yourself, being genuine. You gotta be genuine, man, because people could see right through that. You know, body language, the way of speaking, the way you act. Some people are good enough actors to, act a different kind of way. But most of us gotta be ourselves. That's the best way to be, man. You don't gotta put any effort into it. You're just yourself. As long as you're a good, decent person. And practice speaking. Speaking is it's like writing. You know, as far as for me, I was not the best speaker coming into this. Am I the best of like on YouTube? Of course not, but I'm significantly better than I was when I started. So the point is, you gotta put in the time. You gotta put in the time, and you gotta be willing to go through weeks of being in a rut as far as YouTube views, likes, whatever the hell you're looking for. You're gonna have to go through it. That's the YouTube grind. That's the YouTube mentality. I'm not gonna go too much into it more because that's the point of having Wildcat as a guest of honor in my first new podcast. It's not Jay Talks, by the way. It's something else. I'm not gonna give the name out. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna save it. But me and him understand. We've been in the trenches, and we're still in the trenches. We have an understanding of building your name on YouTube and loyalty. Gaining loyalty from people that don't know who the hell you are. No one knew who I was. No one knew who Wildcat was, or PewDiePie, or any of these guys. You gotta let them know who you are. You gotta be real. You gotta be a nice person. You gotta show them that you appreciate, their viewership, and you gain loyalty. People will like you, like they actually think it's like in a way they know you, and they're gonna keep coming back to watch you. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. That's the grind. So next week I will make it up to you guys. I will have it ready. It will be ready, and I won't mess up this time. I fixed the audio issue. And once again, my apologies. But yeah, I just want to give you guys, some advice for anyone trying to start on YouTube. But moving forward, let's get into the meat and potatoes, sports. Let's start out with some I'm really excited for and pretty much starving for, the UFC, as specifically May 9th, UFC 249. Ferguson versus Gaethje. Am I happy? Yes, but to be honest, Tony is so deserving. I'd say take his fight out of there and save him for Khabib. But hey, it is what it is. This is still an amazing fight. It's gonna be as violent as it comes, as fights come, as you'll ever see. That's for sure. It's gonna be one of the most violent fights ever. But let's break down this card, and I'm giving my predictions. So, May 9th, Florida. I guess they're very lax. The reason why their COVID-19 deaths are so high because they're so lax. But hey, it is what it is. No one's perfect. I guess that's where we're gonna have it, though. You gotta do what you gotta do. So let's start. We're gonna do the 5 fights. I believe these are on the main card. Yes, they are. Start from the bottom. Greg Hardy versus Yorgan De Castro. Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy was an NFL Pro Bowler. I believe he was all pro, if I'm not mistaken. So here's the thing about Greg Hardy. He fought Volkanovski, I believe, in the last fight. He lost because Volkanovski is a top heavyweight in the UFC and on the planet. And he did not do awful. He did not do bad by any stretch. He lost, yes, no question. But what that shows is potential. And Greg Hardy has power and athleticism that not many heavyweights in that division have. Plus, he has the work ethic of a professional athlete at the highest level. To be a pro bowler, all pro, you gotta have the work ethic. You gotta have the skills. Greg Hardy had that. He messed it up, with his past. But, we gotta move on. We gotta give the man a chance. Has he messed up since? No. As far as I'm aware of, If he has, let me know. But Greg Hardy, he has the power. He has the mentality. He has the aggressiveness, the tenacity. And he wants it. So, I'm a fan right now. I'm a fan of him as of now. Was I a fan of him a few years ago? Hell no. After what he did. Definitely not. He was a piece of trash at that point in time. But I believe in second chances, and this is it. There is no NFL for him. There is no plan B. He has to fight to make it, to pay the bills, you know. And I believe in redemption. The idea of redemption. I believe in that concept, and I believe that he deserves it and to prove it. So here he is, fought Volkanovski, did okay, showed potential. He's gonna fight a guy that's not as good. They lowered the level of competition, rightfully so. So I believe Greg Hardy gets it done. I don't really know this Yorgan De Castro, to be honest. Let's see. Let's see their attributes here. So Greg Hardy's 6'5", 80-inch reach. That's quite the physical specimen right there, if I do say so myself. He's 5-1. I believe Volkanovski is his only loss, if I'm not mistaken. One no contest. I think that was the illegal knee. That one fight, I forgot exactly what happened. The other guy's 5-0, 6'1", 74-inch reach. So Greg Hardy's taller and has a 6-inch reach advantage. Let's see. All his wins have been by KO. Jorgen's 80% of his have been won by KO. He has one decision. So I believe Greg gets it done. I believe in Greg, man. He has the skills. He has it all. You just got to put his mind to it and grind. And I believe he can make it. Do I believe he can be champion? I don't know about that, but I think he can be a top 10 contender, at least top 15 minimum. I believe that. I do believe that because of his God-given gifts and his work ethic. You don't become all pro in the NFL by not working hard. I'll tell you that for sure. So that's my take on that one. This fight I'm pretty excited for. These are two dogs going at it. Jeremy Stephens versus Calvin Kattar. That's two dogs, man. These guys will fight until they can't fight no more. Jeremy Stephens, guy's a dog, an animal. Hits hard as a he has a piston for I believe he's orthodox. He has a piston for a hand. Calvin Kattar, I've seen him fight, man. He's a beast. Very excited. Whoops, wrong fight. So let's click here. Let's look at their stuff here. So Calvin Kattar is 3 inches taller, has a 1-inch reach advantage. Who's younger here? I don't think their ages are on here. I guess I'm guessing they're around the same age. Both vets, Jeremy has over 40 fights. He has 45 fights. It's a lot of fights. Calvin has over 20 fights. He's been in it for a minute. They've fought for a long time. I'm pretty sure they know the in and outs. But Jeremy, he's a home run hitter. He either hits a home run or strikes out. That's the type of fighter, type of man he is. And he's 28-17. I know a lot of those fights are just because a lot of those losses were because he's just a guy that shoots for the stars when he's in the ring, in the octagon. He's either knocks you out or loses, and you live by the sword, you die by it, pretty much, point blank, period. Calvin Kattar, 20-4. He's won most of his fights. I'm excited for this one, man. So Jeremy wins mostly by KO because like I said, home run hitter. Calvin Kattar, 50% KO, 40% decision. So I'm pretty sure he's a man that can go 5 rounds or 3 or 5 rounds, whatever it is. And he's used to that. Average fight time. Jeremy's 11 minutes, 54 seconds. Calvin Kattar, 10 minutes, 38 seconds. Both these guys can go a full 3 rounds. I think that's what it tells us here. Knockdown average, 0.71 per 15 minutes. Not bad. Significant strikes landed per minute. Calvin actually lands more, but I believe Jeremy has more power. Significant strikes, about the same. Calvin absorbs much more damage than Jeremy does. Probably because he kind of just, throws punches and doesn't care what hits him. So that's significant. Jeremy has, he might be getting up there, but he's still deadly with the hands. He can still knock you out. I'm not going to go too deep into it. This isn't the main event or anything. But as far as what I see here, I love Jeremy, man. I think Calvin Kattar gets it done. I think he's more of a winner, more of I gotta win. Jeremy is more of I knock you out or I don't. So I believe Calvin Kattar gets it done by decision. I think he stays away. He's taller, you know, which is always an advantage. I think he stays away from those dangerous strikes of Jeremy and just kind of outpoints him. That's what I think is going to happen. Could he knock him out? Yeah, but I think he knows the threat that Jeremy presents, and I think he's going to use his ability to just outpoint people. That's why he's 24 right now. It's not bad at all. So I believe Calvin Kattar by decision. That's my prediction for that one. This next one, holy shit. We got a fight here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm ready for this. Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Woo! That's a fight, ladies and gentlemen. That is a fight. Someone is getting knocked out. Mark my words. Someone is getting knocked the fuck out. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So I have two beasts here. Francis Ngannou, in my opinion, the hardest hitter ever in the UFC history. 6'4", 83-inch reach. Monster. Rozenstruik, 6'4", 78-inch reach. So that means that Francis has the advantage on the, as far as reach. 79, 80, 182. A 5-inch reach advantage. Not bad at all. Definitely, either one of these guys can knock each other out at any given moment with the right strike. This is Rozenstruik, 10-0, but was outstruck by Overeem in every second of the fight until the very last few seconds he knocked out Overeem. Francis, is he a better striker than Overeem? I saw the fight a few days ago, rewatched it. He did better than Rozenstruik did on the feet, before killing Overeem. I'm sure many of you who are fight fans have seen that knockout. Disgusting. Holy shit. That's all I had to say when I saw that. He knocked the man out into another dimension, So I believe Francis gets the job done because one is power. Two, I believe he's just a better striker. He's little more used to fighting high level strikers. Stipe, Overeem, these other guys. Rozenstruik, is what it is. Francis has been in there more. He's tasted defeat. That's a big part. He's tasted defeat. He knows what it takes to win. And this guy can be a champ. I believe he could be a champion at heavyweight. But I believe Francis gets it done by knockout. It's a 3-round fight, I'm assuming. So I'm assuming Francis knocks him out. It could be very well the first round with Francis. I'm going to say second round. Second round, he knocks him out. First round, he's going to feel him out because he's aware of the threat. Second round, he knows. He figures him out, knocks him the hell out. That's my prediction. But it can go the other way very easily. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Rozenstruik is a dog. He's a beast. Here's what I say about fighting. You might see in the guy's last fight, but his next fight, he can be a completely different fighter. That's fighting. And people that, want to be great, even if they win, but they know they made mistakes, they will fix those mistakes. They will come in a better fighter. So remember that. But I think Francis gets it done, like I said, second round, but I can very well be wrong. And my predictions are usually wrong as of late. Back then, in the back of my day, I used to get them right. For some reason, I've just had a bad streak of, I'm off. This fight, I might be more excited for than the main event. Here's why. Dominick Cruz is my guy. This is Henry Cejudo, Dominick Cruz, the Dominator, back in action after almost 4 years gone. For the bantamweight title. In my opinion, Dominick Cruz, greatest bantamweight of all time, was undefeated for several years. Very tough to do in any division in any professional sport. So let's break down the physical attributes. Henry Cejudo, 5'4", 64-inch reach. Not bad for someone that's 5'4", by the way. That's pretty long reach. Dominick Cruz, 5'8", 4 inches taller. 68-inch reach. 4-inch reach advantage. Okay. Let's break this down. Who's the better wrestler? I'll give it to Henry. Gold Olympic medalist, as far as wrestling. So, doesn't get very much better than that. Dominick Cruz, I believe, is a better striker. The smarter striker. And I believe will have a higher fighter IQ. I believe he's better all around. I'm pretty sure he's better at jiu-jitsu. Here's the thing about Dominick Cruz. one of the smartest fighters to ever fight in the UFC. You know, Dominick Cruz is unorthodox. I believe Henry hasn't fought someone like him. You know, his footwork is off the charts. Very, very awkward style. Throws everyone off he fights, besides Cody Garbrandt, who beat his ass. Um, I don't know what happened there. I can't explain that. Cody was just on something. Not saying in drugs. I'm just mean like he was on that day. You know what I'm saying? But Dominick Cruz, I believe, beats Henry if he comes 95% or better of what he was. You know, then he beats Henry Cejudo. If not, Henry beats him, out wrestles him, mauls him because he's just stronger, faster, and has been there. And Dominic hasn't. You know, but Dominic has come back in the past and beat people after long layoffs. The only difference is his age is, higher than it was before. He's older than he was before. And age catches up to everyone at some point. So that's the question. But in my opinion, he will win if he's even 95% of what he was, which is almost his best. So he's pretty much at his best. He'll beat Henry, in my opinion. So let's look at their records here. Dominic, I don't know why his record is not here. I believe it's like 22-2, something like that. Henry's 15-2. Let's see here. For some reason his stats aren't here. I don't know why. Maybe because he's been gone so long. I'm just going to be guessing. Average fight time. Let's look at this. This is what is here. 17 minutes and 35 seconds. Henry Cejudo, 12 minutes and 36 seconds. Dominic can easily go 5 rounds. Easily. Can Henry keep up? That's the question. His cardio is off the charts, man. Off the charts. So that's something that we gotta. I think we should all stay, aware of, because Dominic has been there, he's done that. He's fought the best. He's beaten the best. He's taken his bruises. Henry is just getting started, in my opinion. So that's something significant. I really want to break this one down. Significant strikes landed per minute, almost the same, almost dead even. Significant strike accuracy. Henry's actually more accurate. Absorb per minute, about the same. Defense. Dominic has a better one, and I believe that's true. He has a better defense, 74% compared to 65. Grappling. Takedown average. Dominic is actually higher. Takedown accuracy. Dominic is actually higher. Takedown defense. Henry's is higher, which makes sense. Submission average. These guys are really don't really submit per se. So, in my opinion, still Dominic is more well-rounded. He's more experienced, and he's so used to the occasion, and to the occasion of coming back after injury. He's used to that too. So that's all works in Dominic's favor. I believe he gets it done. I believe he's seen enough wrestlers in his time to understand what to do. And Henry, on the other hand, he's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. But I believe he's just not luck. I give all credit to Henry, but in his fights, it's like he outwills you. That's what I feel like he's done. Beat you to the punch, outwills you. Dominic doesn't play that game. He doesn't play the game of, okay, I'm coming to get you. I'm coming to knock you out. Unless the opportunity presents itself, he will try to knock you out. But my point is, Dominic's ready. That's all I have to say. I really believe that. He's my guy. And I believe he wins by decision. Do I think he submits or knocks him out? No. I think he's going to be careful and not point him. That's what I think. Main event. Woo-wee. This is something. Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fucking fight. Do not miss this. Do not miss it. 5'11", both 5'11". 76.5 inch reach for Tony, 70 inch for Justin. So Tony has a longer reach. That's significant. I think that's significant. Justin, 85% wins by knockout. That's whew. Justin is the type of man to just swing for the fences and not care what happens. He believes in himself enough to just throw bombs, Excuse me. Tony, he'll just go to war with you. He'll get nasty, he'll get bloody, he'll get slippery. He doesn't care. So this is a formula for blood, formula for war. That's what we're going to get here. I believe that. The difference is when things are nasty, when things are bloody, Tony can submit you, and that's a significant factor. So this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to go to war. By the way, I think Tony might have the best endurance I've ever seen, cardio I've ever seen. So this is what I think is going to happen. They're going to go to war first 2 or 3 rounds. I think in the championship rounds, Tony starts to try to take Dustin down. He's gonna be tired, exhausted, bloody, he's fucked up. He's gonna take him down, and I think he submits him. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think he submits Justin Gaethje by sheer will and by sheer experience. He's gonna submit Justin Gaethje. That's my opinion. I can very well be wrong. He can very well knock out Tony Ferguson, but in my opinion, he submits Justin in one of the championship rounds. He submits him. I think he chokes him out. Maybe his famous dark choke. Maybe he gets him in the famous dark choke that Tony's so good at, that he can do from any angle, So that's my opinion. I think that's the prediction. It's going to be a war, man. It's going to be a war. Justin could very well knock him out because Tony is kind of reckless in exchanges. He is reckless. Hopefully he kind of fixes that up a little because Justin is not someone you want to be reckless with. You can get knocked out. Let me tell you something. In his last fight against Anthony Pettis, he was clipped. If that's Justin, lights out. Trust me. So better not make the mistake, Tony. I love you, man. I'm rooting for you. I love Justin too. But you do the same mistake against Anthony, you get it knocked out. You won't be able to roll away. You'll be asleep. So Justin, in my opinion, the only guy that might hit hard is Conor. But in my opinion, he's the hardest hitter in the lightweight division. Beast. So that's my predictions for UFC 249. As of today, I've heard there's going to be 2 more fight nights. They're really just cranking out the events. No fans, of course. But hey, I'm hungry for fights, so let's get it, Next up, I know it's been about almost a week already, but The Last Dance. Michael Jordan and the Bulls. Episodes 3 and 4. That's what I'm going to be talking about here today. So spoiler alert. Let's get into this. The Bad Boy Pistons were the arch nemesis of the Bulls, in the late 80s, early 90s. They had the best of Jordan. They got the best of him for 89 and 90. They got the best of him. They beat him, through sheer physicality, sheer will, and basically the game plan to just fuck Jordan up. If he doesn't score, they don't win. It worked. So what did Jordan do? He buffed up. He toughened up. It seems like, hey man, we're not gonna take shit anymore. When we go out there this year, 91, we're gonna give them all we got. I don't want to hear whining. I don't want to hear shit. That's exactly what they did. Pippen toughened up. Horace Grant toughened up. Everyone toughened up, and they beat him. That's beautiful. It was a beautiful thing to see. Someone get the sheer will, sheer toughness in a team installed into their hearts and minds and souls, and they got the damn job done. That's amazing stuff. That must have felt better than winning the damn finals, to be honest. These guys beat them down Jordan physically, mentally, spiritually, and he said, no more. I'm gonna get bigger. I'm gonna get stronger. I'm gonna be ready. And it's exactly what happened. So, also, this the famous act that the Bad Boy Pistons did after losing, walking off without shaking the Bulls' hands. Do I agree? I do not. I think it was petty. I think it's bad sportsmanship because Jordan shake their hands. The 2 years they beat his ass, he shake their hands. The year they lose, they walk off. Isaiah Thomas tried to use the excuse, that's the way we do things. It's not the way you should do things, man. You were in the wrong, point blank. Bulls. Jordan shaked your hand when you beat his ass. He shaked your hand, gave you a hug. He said, good job, man. You got me. Game, set, match. But he beat you. You guys walked off. I don't care if Lambert told you. I don't care if no one told you. You were the leader, Isaiah. We all knew it. Lambert knew it. You agreed with him. You could have said, nah, we gotta shake their hands. This is part of the game. We lost, we lost. Nope, you said, okay, let's walk off. My opinion, it wasn't right. It is what it is. Use the excuse you got old. Use that excuse. That's fine. He beat you. But it's amazing, man. It's amazing. The other part, Dennis Rodman. My guy, Dennis. One of the greatest defenders, one of the greatest rebounders to ever play the game. Point blank period. He came to the Bulls, sort of it's kind of like he was like the uncontrollable spirit, the spirit you couldn't control, spirit you couldn't figure out, you know. And then Pippen, once he held out because of money, his contract and stuff, Rodman stepped up. He embraced that second role, as the second best player on the team when Pippen was out. He did his damn job for Jordan, and he told the story. Hey, there's a game where Rodman choked. All right, he choked. Something happened. I'm not sure specifically, but Jordan was like disappointed. Rodman came to his hotel a few days. I don't know how long after that game. Didn't say sorry, but had a cigar. He's like, can I have a cigar? And they both knew that meant he was sorry and that he was going to change his ways, and he did. He became the nasty, gritty dude that the Bulls needed. The nasty defender, the great rebounder. And he got better. And then Pippen came back, and Rodman kind of spiraled out of control. Took a vacation. Said it would be 2 days. Was more than 2 days. Rodman was a very unique individual. Very unique person. It was just so much that was going on with the Bulls. So much going on. And it was amazing to watch. Amazing documentary, man. One of the best I've seen in a long, long time. Definitely recommend for anyone out there. Even if you don't like sports, honestly. Even if you're not a sports fan, just watch the drama, the kind of, aura that this team had, that Jordan had, and you just come to respect them. You just respect the man, you respect the team, you respect Phil Jackson, and you see all of it. You just see the story that was there, the legend of the '90 Bulls, the legend of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So I highly recommend it, man. It was spectacular stuff. I can't wait till Sunday, man, to see the parts 5 and 6. It's gonna be exciting. I believe it's with the Jazz, Utah Jazz, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's that. I just really wanted to speak on it, man. It was beautiful, beautiful thing to witness. Greatness, greatness is beauty. It's a beautiful thing to see, And MJ was the epitome of greatness in his time, ahead of his time, point blank. But moving forward, let's move forward to the NFL draft. Let's go. I believe it is done. It's done. Not mistaken. Yep, it is all done. Obviously, I'm not going to go through the whole goddamn draft. It'll be all goddamn day. So we're going to go through the first round here and talk about like the things that really happened here. Joe Burrow, first pick, of course. How is he going to do with the Bengals? I don't know, man. It's just I feel like there's a curse for the first pick. Obviously, they go into crap teams, right? And they kind of disappear, Ever since like the mid 2000s, it's happened. The last guy that's kind of stayed around is Baker Mayfield. He's the only guy that's kind of stuck around. Look at RG3. Look at Johnny Manziel. Look at all these dudes. Jared Goff has stuck around, so never mind. Him too. Him and Baker. Who else is out there? I don't remember because they're gone. But Chase Young, second pick. Jeff Okuda, Andrew Thomas, Tua Gavalia. I think that's how you say his name. He went to the Dolphins. Good luck, man. They got no receivers. They got nothing. But it is what it is. The quarterback that I think has the most to work with is Justin Herbert from Oregon. Went to the Chargers. Good defense. Good receivers. A good tight end. They got it. Justin has a lot to work with. He's a tall dude. Good arm. In the draft, and not in the draft, in the combine, he showed his arm. It was good. Pretty good arm. He's a pretty damn good receiver in Keenan Allen to throw to. Hunter Henry, good tight end. Very good red zone target. A very good receiving tight end, I might add. So yeah, there's that. Um, to be honest, I didn't get it, really do my research here, but I'm gonna try my best here. Henry Ruggs to the Raiders. Here's the thing I want to say about fast receivers. You need a good quarterback, no matter how fast you are. Look at John Ross. He went to the Bengals. Where the hell is John Ross? He broke the record for the 40. Didn't matter. Kind of disappeared. To be honest with you. So you need a good quarterback to be a good receiver. Look at Tyreek Hill. Beast. Because he has Patrick Mahomes. That's why. That's why. And I believe he had Alex Smith. That's why. Alex isn't the bad quarterback. He's no Patrick Mahomes, but excuse me. He was good enough. So the point I'm trying to make, you need a good quarterback, especially if you're just a speedster, straight speed. If they can't throw the ball to you, because they gotta time it with your speed, then you'll disappear. It is what it is. So I hope Derek Carr, could do right by Henry Ruggs at third. Let's see what other wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy to the Broncos. Who do they have down there at a quarterback? Kind of forgetting. I don't even know, man. That was my team back in the day. I don't know, so I don't really know what to say there. Justin Jefferson to the Vikings. He'll do well. He has Kirk. Kirk is a very good arm on him, man. He'll do just fine. Oh, this is something I want to talk about. Packers drafting a quarterback in the first round when they have Aaron Rodgers. We actually talked about this in the podcast I was supposed to upload. We talked about it for a while. This is my opinion. I believe the Packers are seeing a decline in Aaron Rodgers because every year his numbers have slowly dwindled and become smaller. So basically, they're probably in the offices saying, "Hey, man, he's not what he used to be. He's slowly declining. We might need to, do something because his talent is dwindling." This is what I have to say in Rodgers' defense. They never, at least to my eye, they don't take care of him very well. They paid him. As far as money, they take care of him great. But I mean, as far as the team, especially defense, man, because he'll throw these touchdowns and all this, and you can see the disappointment in his eyes. The defense just blows the damn games. He'll throw 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. They lose. Many times that's happened because the defense can't keep up. They can't hold their part of the bargain. And I believe it's just one big mess in Green Bay. It's a damn mess. And Jordan Love, he's more of a, well, I really don't know actually, so I'm not getting into that. But it's a damn shame. I love Aaron Rodgers, man. He's my guy. I just hope it works out for him. I hope if he does leave, he goes with a good team. That's what I'm hoping. But yeah, that's kind of the main things that I had to talk about here. NFL, I kind of talked about it before. Gronk went to the Bucks. I believe some in New England that he didn't like, so he left. Tom went somewhere else. He liked Tom. He's like, "Hey man, I'm going with Tom." Done the Bucks together. Tom has something to work with down there in Tampa. Beware, man. I don't. Tom isn't my favorite quarterback, but I give him respect, and you got to give him respect. It is what it is. So that's the NFL, man. I kind of wanted to talk about that. Mark my words. I think Justin has the most potential if everyone stays where they're at, as far as Joe, Tua, and Justin. If everyone stays there at this point in time, Justin has the most potential. Unless teams get better, unless the Bengals get better, or the Dolphins get better, or something like that, Justin has the most potential. So that's that. NBA, not really a thing going on. I guess I really don't have to talk about it. Kind of, talked about it with the Last Dance. The only thing is they postponed the draft, the combine. So yeah, that's about it. This is kind of a piece of news I have to talk about. NCAA finally allowing some kind of financial compensation to their players. So specifically, let me get the specifics here. NCAA plans to allow college athletes to get paid for the use of their names and images. So let's see what else here if I can get into the specifics. Drake. Oh, Michael Drake. I thought that meant Drake. I was like, natural extension of the numerous steps and there's different proof support, including cost of attendance guarantee. Let's see. I'm trying to find the specifics here. As a national governing body, they say could provision to modify its rules to ensure fairness. The board's action today creates a path to enhance opportunities while ensuring they compete against students and not professionals. I'm not sure what that means. But apparently it's like endorsements. So you can get endorsements and then you get paid for their name. Sorry, some of my phone popped up. So yeah, what do I have to say about that? About damn time. These guys, this is all they got. Yeah, they get scholarships. Yeah, all that. I understand that. Do I think they should get paid as much as fucking Steph Curry? Hell no, of course not. But they should deserve some kind of compensation. This is what they do. They can't work. They got no money. You know? They need something. They deserve something for their efforts. There's a few $1,000s a month. Something like that, man. Give them something. And I'm glad they can earn money off endorsements. People like Tim Tebow in the day, Zion Williamson, Reggie Bush, Joe Burrow. You're telling me they don't deserve some kind of compensation for what they did for their schools? Come on. You know. Yeah, that's what I think. I think they should be. That's good. That's a step forward. That's that's progress. And I hope they get what they deserve. The money that they deserve. I think it should work like the NFL. The best get paid the most. That will make people work harder. Also, it's another incentive to grind. He's like, hey, I gotta grind for this money and this career. It's more incentive. Who knows? Players might play harder. Who knows? So good job. So that's that. Before I wrap it up, I want to see if there's any current events to talk about here. It's all mostly coronavirus. I don't really want to bring down the mood. It's coronavirus. We kind of know what it is and what it's doing to the world. So yeah, man. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. But before I leave, I just want to say, for everyone in quarantine, man, just keep moving forward. Don't let it get into your head. The paranoia, the fear, get into your mind. The mind is so powerful. People don't realize how powerful the mind is. It can be the difference between having an awful day and a great day. Work on your mind like you work on your body if you work out. Work on your mind the same way. Meditate. Listen to music. Listen to inspiring people that have the right message. The mind is probably the most important muscle we have. Not your chest, not your squatting, not all that. Do that because that helps your mind. It's just the body is like an ecosystem. It's like a biome. When you eat shit and listen to shit, it's like you're polluting your body. You're polluting your mind. So what do you got to do? Clean it up. Eat healthy. Drink water. Go out. Just fucking walk if you don't want to. Start small if you haven't worked out before, like consistently in your life. Start small. You'll see the difference. And for your mind, just have fun. Play with your friends. Work hard. Do things the right way. Be nice to people. I say this in every podcast. I'm gonna keep saying it. We know what we have to do, but a lot of us don't do it. We're all guilty of sometimes just not doing what we have to do. Of course I am too. Of course I am. But yeah, man, just keep moving forward. Keep pushing. And this quarantine will just be a memory. Be a piece of history. And we'll be back. There'll be some changes, I'm sure of. Nothing drastic, I think, in my opinion. And that's where we are right now. This is where we are in life in this point in time. This is where we are. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode 6 of the J Talks podcast segment, man. I hope you enjoyed. If you watched through the whole thing, I really appreciate it, man. I know I'm very, sports oriented, but if there's anything you want me to talk about and you're still in this point in time, comment. Let me know. Or, I got all my links in the description, my social media. Let me know there. Or if you just want to talk to me, man, let me know. I always respond. Pretty much almost all the time I respond. I love all you folks out there, man. So stay healthy, stay motivated. There's been another J Talks episode with your host, me. And I'll catch you in the next one, man. Peace.